Hey everybody, so this is day one, episode 1, Casting Faith. This is something that the Lord put on my heart for spending hours and hours out on the river. So today we are at the Trinity River. We are at the train trestle, as you can see behind me. I'm going to be aiming for that piling. The whole purpose of this YouTube channel is to share a little bit about fishing, share a little bit about faith, how they relate, how they don't relate, and really just to talk about things that I think about when I'm on the river, and maybe catch a fish or two. I'm not out here as a professional fisherman. I'm not even out here as a professional Christian. Just a guy who likes to fish and loves the Lord. So hopefully both of those things touch your life in some way. I'm here to learn. So if any of you guys have tricks of the trade that you'd like to share with me to help me catch bigger fish or catch fish more often, that would be great. If there's anything that I do that helps you, well, then it's a blessing for both of us. Anyway, time to get set up. I'm running 3 rods today. We're using a Santi rig. We got 6-ounce weights because the river's high and it's windy. We got some cut bait we're going to be using. I got a yellow bass and I got some live shad, and we'll see if we can't get into some fish. All right, so we're all set up. So what we did is went for the home run right away. We took about a 10-inch yellow bass and cut 2 body chunks and a head chunk. So the way we got it set up is I like to fan. So what I got is this hog seeker here. It's casted out towards mid-river, a little shallow. I got this hog seeker here casted out towards the middle seam there. And then I got my Atlas with my Cast King Sharky 3 5000. And it's casted out here towards all this log and debris and stuff. And it's kind of shallow. They're about, I'd say my furthest one is about 50 yards out, and the other ones are probably 20 to 30 yards. Just because the river's so high right now, I wanted to see if they were cruising the shallows. I got bait clickers on 2 of them. I don't really need them on right now because I'm sitting right here, but I figured it would be a good sound effect if we hooked up. So we'll see how she goes, man. If we get any bites, then I'll be sure to include y'all and see if we can land one of them. There are a lot of snags in this river, man, and it gets expensive if you don't have the awareness of where you're at. 6-ounce weights and 10-aught hooks are not cheap, and on top of that you got a swivel and you got leader and you got floats for this rig, and so if you're not careful, man, you can get hung up. But no risk, no reward, because where there is timber in the water and snags, there are fish. So hopefully we can come out here and do some good and see what's up. So the reason for the name Casting Faith is because it obviously relates to the whole process of fishing, right? In the Bible it says faith without works is dead, and fishing without preparation often yields the dreaded skunk. So I like to prepare the night before and get all my gear ready, get my rods rigged up, and sometimes I'll even catch bait and put it on ice just in case there's not much going in the river or the lake, wherever I'm fishing. It's the same thing here. Whenever we live life and we're living it, for the Lord, or trying to anyway, it's faith. So if we don't prepare, we're often left with results we don't like or situations we don't want to be in. So that's kind of the whole reason for this channel, is there was a lot of parallels between fishing and faith and walking in faith. And so I thought maybe if I thought about it and it related to me and hit home with me, that maybe somebody else out there in this world would need to hear something. So that's the whole point of this, whether it's one person or 1,000 people. I just hope that this channel finds somebody where they need to be, whether it's on the bank or in their heart. So in the last 10-15 minutes or so, been seeing gar jumping after shad all over the place, which is a good sign, because that means, oh, there we go, right there, right up there. This is a good sign because that means bait's moving, predators are hunting. Typically where there's gar, just below them there's catfish. So let's hope we can get into some. We've had our bait soaking for about 30 minutes right now, which isn't too bad. The water's high, a little muddy, a little windy. So we'll probably let her sit for about another 30 minutes and recast and rebait. We don't want it to get washed out, because that ain't any good. Staying diligent here. It's going to be a grind today. I already know it. Winds are 30 miles an hour with gusts up to 45 here in Huntsville. And it's always windy out here on the Trinity anyway, but you know, today's a little extra. I was kind of hoping to catch another couple gar splashes out there for you guys, because it's pretty cool to see them big old bodies. They're like dinosaurs out there. They're a mean and nasty fish though, man. Them things, you get them on the bank with you, you better have some pliers and some good agility, because they will come after you. Man, that wind is kicking up. Our bait's been soaking for about an hour now. Like I said before, we kind of casted short off the bank, trying to get in the shallows first, but it is 2:30 in the afternoon, which is really not prime catfishing, not a prime catfishing window. So what I'm going to do is reel up and switch our bait. It's been soaking a while, so I doubt it's really got much scent left. And we're going to switch to a couple of the shad that we got going. They're not very big shad. They're probably 4 inches. So I'm probably just going to cut the tails off of them and hook them through the eye. That way we can get a bigger bait presentation. Not really trying to catch, you know, any little guys out there, which nobody really wants to catch little fish. But right now it's been an hour, we ain't got any bites, so I figured a little fish is better than no fish. But anyway, we're going to switch up our bait and try to cast it out just a little bit further in the water to see if we can't catch them deep. See how it goes from there, man. It's kind of the way it is. If something's not working, you got to kind of got to reshuffle the deck and see if you can't make something work. Looking for a breakthrough here. All right, so like I told you, these shad aren't very big, and this one's gone on to be with the Lord. But I'll cut them right there by that anal fin. Let them bleed a little bit. And for these, I just stick a couple holes in them, let that blood get out of there. And then I take my hook. Come here, hook. And I'll run it right through their eyes. Boom, just like that. We're gonna see if we can't get this one out a little bit further. All right, now we're recasted out. Same orientation. We just changed up the bait. We got some whole shad on there. I doubled up this one. Put 2 shad on there because they were smaller. Really just, like I showed you, cut them at the anal fin and hooked them through the eye. We did go about 20 yards further out, tried to get a little bit more mid-river to see if the fish were maybe holding there instead of being up shallow, because it's so early in the afternoon. So we'll see. This rod here is almost out to that big piling right there, which if you're fishing pilings, you have to understand that they create kind of a washout or a pocket around them, and bait fish will hang out there, and where bait fish are, we know that there's predators. So hopefully we can get one. We did lose a rig on this one. Like I told you, there's lots of snags in this water, but we were fortunate enough to get our rig back there and there. But we got him rigged back up and rebaited, and see if we can't get something on. Okay, we're gonna move spots because I've had 2 fish on and they've both got tangled, and I've lost my rigs, and I am just not in a charitable mood today. So we're gonna move down the bank a few hundred yards and see what happens. All right, folks, new spot, new hope. Same 3 rods. We are running cut bait with shad, and we're in pretty open water here, so I'm not really sure what the layout looks like, but we'll see what we get. Hopefully there's some fish in the future. We're a little shaded from the wind now, so that's better. We got a lot of trees behind us, so I'm wore out. That was a long walk with all this gear. All right, so this is happening. Trying to hide out here under a tree until this passes. It's not supposed to be around here long, but man, talk about a first episode here. No bites, lost rigs. Well, we had bites, that's a lie. Lost rigs, no fish, dumping rain. Look at all them logs moving out there. There's a ton of them. All right, so the night's winding down. It's getting dark, so we're pulling out all the stops. I threw my cast net out, got some pretty big shad. I think the storm did us a favor and got them moving. But I also caught like a 5-inch drum, and I just put him on the hook alive. Maybe we'll get lucky and catch us a flathead or a big blue. But live bait at dusk. It's about 7:30 right now. Sun's just going down. I moved to a spot where I could sit in the car in case it decides to rain again. But man, we got some wide open river, and it's starting to get dark, and we all know how night fishing goes, so let's get some fish. thought I was getting a bite on that one. It's still in the bait. That's alright, we got bait. Let's see. Well, we got skunk today, but we got to go fishing and got to spend some time on the river and got to kick this thing off. Once again, man, I hope that maybe you guys learned what not to do or what to do. Maybe I piqued your interest in the future of this channel. But hey, like, subscribe, comment. If you got something to say, man, please don't hesitate. I'm all ears. Not gonna hurt my feelings. And definitely here for encouraging words. But love you guys. Thank you again. Thanks for watching Casting Faith.